Are you addressing us? One thing we know for certain. This barrier doesn't belong here. The wizard Maradino knew as much when he started poking around here. He developed a spell to remove it. But his fancy was caught elsewhere before he bothered to implement it. Down the spell dropped, and up we scooped it. Unfortunately, we aren't quite human enough to get it to work. But you've proven yourself just the right sort of clever sort of intrepid sort of person we'd love to entrust such a secret to. We thought you'd never ask. What would you like to know? Murder? That doesn't sound like her at all. No. Much more interested in patching things up. Then again, it's hard to tell on what store. Somewhere in her cabin, as far as we know. The last we saw her, she and her apprentice, a group of them, followed sometime. I sung of chaos and eternal night, taught by the heavenly muse to venture down the darkest descent and up to reascend. Excuse us, we had something lodged in our windpipe. We thought you'd never ask. What would you like to know?
Dearest Alfie, how brave you were, and how you have suffered for it.
Troll toll! Pay the toll, human, or I'll squeeze you like a funny yellow fruit. Broken? What rot? The bridge is perfectly fine. Sturdy as if it was built yesterday. Oh, but you're trying to be clever, aren't you? You want me to turn so you can run without paying. Your tricks won't work, human. Pay, or I'll grind you like pepper. I am Grumble. And when I roar, the birds take flight. The airs head for the horizon. The goblins pray to their totems, and the earth itself thinks it's about to quake. So be forthcoming, human, or my roar will shatter your eardrums, and you will meet your death in crushing silence. We troll ask toll, because our king commands it. All hail the king! You are unworthy to hear of the king. You must pay to walk his lands. But you must not make him the topic of idle conversation. Fine, I shall tell ya. Our king lives in a great cave here in the woods, by the canyon that leads to the mine. But a mere wanderer won't find him so easily. The cave is here, yeah, but its true nature lies in the realm of fairy. Enter if you must, but only stone will greet you. Magic is needed to see the king, and I have no head for magic. Ask one of the other trolls. Ask Archibald. He's the one with brains, that one. He knows that 3 and 5 make... What 3 and 5 make? Yeah, ask him. No money? You fool! To approach a troll without gold is to die. I'll pulverize you into squishy powder.
Next time you must to your handsome friend. His musk dominates the breeze pleasingly. Excuse you, young lady. Your firm rate of mind is bringing a troll. Well, I've got air in my lungs.
Brandon, what news from the mines?
No news, sir. Goblins will slice us to ribbons if we approach the bridge.
Unacceptable. I want those goblins out of my mine by yesterday. Send another man. As many as it takes.
We haven't enough men among us to take on even a few of them, sir.
Are you deaf? I said I want those goblins out! Make it happen, even if you have to spear Drexus yourself.
Source hunter, are you? What brings you to this neck of the woods? The goblins? The orcs? The cult? Or the whole pretty bouquet? Don't be surprised if you hear more than a few unkind words about yours truly around town. An overseer's got to enforce his share of unpopular guild decisions, you know. I'm finished with this one-pony rodeo, though. I did my best by these roughnecks. And now it's time for old Brandon to take a load off. In fact, you may be able to help speed my retirement plan along.
I must say I'm also intrigued.
Oh, I knew a source hunter'd perk up at the sound of a challenge. I'm no man to refuse a source hunter. Ask away, friend. Between you and me, the Troll King's sitting on a piece of treasure of more value than even he knows. A metal called tenebrium that can fetch a prettier sum than its weight in gold. I intend to lift it, sell it, and live out the rest of me days in comfort. The devil's in the details, though, and I haven't managed to find a way to access the King's Cave, much less make off with the stuff without being noticed. But you're a source hunter. You can sniff out any point of mystery. So let's make a deal, You find the tenebrium and bring it to me, and I'll deliver you a few pieces of information about Silverglen, and Lawrence in particular, that are sure to make your mouth water. I wouldn't wish the Ross on me worst enemy, though. So let me give you a little something to contain the tenebrium bars. It's lined with the fragments of a special stone that keeps rats' ill effects at bay. Apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, is not so different from a parakeet. Got a brain the size of a pea and a fervent passion for all things bright and shiny. The nutty oaf sits on a river of silver beneath these mines, but leases it to the mining company for a fraction of its worth in gold. He'd rather put those hefty minions of his on toll duty than mine these hills himself for 5 times the reward. I can't be certain myself where his cave is located, but at least one of those oaf lackeys of his must know where to look. They've got to do something with all the gold they've gathered in the course of guarding those damned bridges, haven't they?
Well, kick my cap and call me Sue. Taking tasks from back dealers, are we? God's almighty.
Your squawking is so much like an angry mockingbird's.
A source hunter! My liege, I am at your disposal. I am Lawrence, the representative of the mining guild responsible for operations in Silverglen. Please, valiant hunter, let us know how we can assist you. Oh, I am no one special. Merely a humble servant of the guild and shepherd to the happy flock of miners within this settlement. My only cause for complaint, Your Grace, are these awful goblins. They're starving us out, refusing even a single honest miner his right to work. Perhaps, my most upright highness, you might be able to help us with this little problem. Please, Your Grace, I am completely at your disposal. Useless stuff, my liege. Worse than common dirt. But 10 times as difficult to extract and infinitely more dangerous. If only we'd known in advance the terrible effect rot would have, we would have stopped trying to clear it immediately. Yes, a dreadful business that. I've been fortunate enough to avoid the sickness so far, my liege, but my heart truly breaks for the families of those who've been afflicted. You see, my liege, when a miner has been overlong exposed to tenebrium, he begins showing certain symptoms. Gangrene about the extremities, fatigue, malaise. At first, we attributed these symptoms to poor diet, laziness, and general malingering. Had we known then what we've since discovered, we never would have continued operations. But alas, mistakes were made, and those we lost can never be brought back, no matter what that crackpot conduit would have one believe. My liege, you ought not to concern yourself with the fraudulent leader of a crackpot cult. Really, the whole affair is an utter embarrassment to Silver Glen. Some insane huckster calling herself the conduit of the goddess made her way to Silver Glen at the height of the rot's hold on our miners. The people were desperate, you see. When by magic or illusion she managed to cure a handful of them of the affliction, every last one of the bunch began speaking of her as though she were some messiah. Now most of the town is taken with her little cult of immaculates, as she calls them. Fortunately for her, she disappeared shortly after her little trick, or I would have thrown her into prison and swallowed the key myself. Imagine hypnotizing an entire town with nothing more than snake oil. Those brutes! I invited them here to save our valued miners from the ill effects of clearing tenebrium, and those interlopers met my invitation with a hostile takeover. They haven't allowed a single human miner past them in months, and meanwhile my men have all but forgotten their vocation and turned instead to their damned religion. You must forgive me if I become somewhat overcome when discussing it, my liege. To think how I've been betrayed. To think how the humble miners of Silver Glen suffer. I invited a tribe of goblins to assist us in clearing the tenebrium from our mine, you see. The leader of the troop, a certain spitting Satan named Drexis, promised to clear the tenebrium and be gone. When the job was done, though, he and his band of totem-brained fiends refused to vacate. They've kept close guard of the bridges to the mine since, and they'll slice whoever dares approach them into ribbons. These goblins follow Drexis like lemmings, Your Grace, and if only I could undo the traitor, they'd slither back to the swamp they crawled from. Drexis's head on my mantle would save countless miners from a slow starvation, my liege. What's one goblin over countless disenfranchised workers? Enough to know the whole institution has been a blight on productivity. With the blessings of the conduit to replace a sense of a job well done, the miners care hardly at all for getting the mines back in good working order.
I don't mean to make trouble where there ain't any, comrade, but in my years of hunting source, I learned that anyone so eager to climb into your lap after a moment's meeting is hiding something they hope you won't discover. I'm not saying this Lawrence character is involved in sorcery, but it wouldn't exactly surprise me a lick to find out he knows more than he's letting on. Warms my heart to picture him squirming about plain as day with 3 seasoned source hunters on his tail. Nowhere to hide his sniveling mug than at the bottom of a burlap sack. Fortune!
I need all my energy now!
They say the undead are immune to rot. I guess 'cause they're already rotten.
I am on the trail, Source Hunter.
Let me.
Come hither, sweetheart. Oh, if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand.
Hi there, cutie pie. Want to have a good time? Hi there, honey. You look like you're in dire need of some fun, and I'm just the girl to fun you. Oh, sugar, that's a story for another day, ain't it? Speaking of, yours and mine has hardly begun. What say we get better acquainted upstairs? I've got all kinds of, details to share with you. Oh, go right ahead, sweetheart. They just stand around and praise the so-called goddess all day long. I've no idea who she is, but apparently she gets her kicks from having blood sprayed all over her. Now, I knew a girl once who was into that kind of stuff. Her clients used to call her goddess and mistress too, but there was precious little divine about her. Darling, I don't hardly recognise this place no more. Everything's changed since those silly immaculates came into vogue. The miners, they used to spend their last penny on a backwards glance from yours truly. But now, they'd rather pray than play. Ugh, I just don't understand it.
Come hither, sweetheart. Oh, if I had a star for every time you...
Indeed I do. And I'm just itching to take you places you've only ever dreamed of, darling. What's a lousy 250 gold between an adventurer like you and a fine piece of tale like the one I've got in store for you?
What have you got stashed in here, Mrs. Cottontail?
What's wrong with her exactly?
Wait! Stop! Can it be? A source hunter? Oh, my fortune, my fate! I am saved! They're coming for me. They know I've escaped. And they won't stop until they've sliced me in two and corrupted my corpse with darkness. I am Samid, once a humble miner, once a devoted immaculate, now a refugee in flight from both religion and home. The cult, the dark heart of the immaculates, the corrupted few who lead their trusting converts upon a path paved with source. Well, they won't stop until they've silenced me, and worse. I once counted myself among their most faithful, Such a devotee to the Immaculate Way was I that I rose swiftly through its ranks, became privy to each of the esoteric rituals of the Immaculate Method. But in time, I discovered too much. When I was granted access to Sacred Stone, the most protected Immaculate Village, I watched with horror as our enlightened leaders unabashedly performed darkest source magic. I immediately reported this corruption to our highest priest, Lady Attenbearer. I'll never forget her laugh. Mirthless and savage. She was one of them. A sorcerer. I escaped that terrible place as quickly as my feet could fly. And now, you must do what I cannot. You must end the darkness that has consumed the Immaculate Way. The source that corrupts it. To gain access to that nest of vipers, you'll have to become one of us. One of them, that is. Speak to Loic, the Immaculate Abbot of the village to the north. Silver Glen, it's called. He'll be only too eager to gain another convert, and only the initiated are granted access to Sacred Stone. Source Hunter, in the name of the innocent Immaculates, those unaware of the fanged head that leads them, I pray you will expose the truth. So many of us sought only spirit. We had no idea what we'd be asked to sacrifice in return.
That's the spirit, sugar. Oh, gold always puts me in the mood for a little romance. Follow me then, my knight in shining armor.
Coming right up.
Arcane can remain in heat all year, it seems.
Well, the cat's out of the bag.
You have some...
Of a new order, Paul. God, the fuse is getting shorter. Stop it! Freeze it!
Stop poking, naughty princess! Leave fuse alone or boom!
There you are, darling. Shall we get started then? Oh, let's do it. But first, I need to know about your preferences, darling. You're in charge tonight, after all. So tell me, which sort best floats your boat? A savage, merciless witch, or a gentle, sensuous nymph?
Somebody do something!
In need of a gentle hand, are you? Well, I've just the soft and sumptuous knoll in mind for you to rest your weary heads. Why don't we make ourselves comfortable and begin? Once upon a time,
God, the fuse is getting
patron
shorter.
goddess of
Stop
feasting
it! Freeze
took
it!
a fancy to the humble spirit of insatiability. Of their union, a nymph, Clydella, was born. The child of parents so expert in flavour and quantity, Clydella's calling was clear. A master cook she became, the finest from Grandin Gulch to Wimpet Willow.
Away with you!
Queens and sultans trembled before her crow's egg crumble. Dukes shed salty, toxic tears upon her sugared lion's wing. Clydella's cooking was beloved, yes, but to none so much as Clydella. Feasts she'd make.
Please, somebody do something!
Eat,
Throw a
licking
bucket
up
of water
3
over the
wedding
damn
hams
thing.
and the time it took to count them. More she craved, and more, till her clients had little more than crumbs to offer their guests. They'd wail and moan, but Clydella never quite heard them over the sound of her soup slurping. They stormed her kitchen, spittle flying, demanding dove roast, parsnip pudding, and pureed warg. But Clydella merely gazed upon them, blithely chewing jerky, and shrugged. Clydella's fame declined as the royals made deals with devils to find feasts as tasty as hers. But she never noticed one way or another. A nymph in her kitchen,
The fuse is getting
frying
shorter.
and feasting,
Stop it!
was all
Freeze
she
it!
ever needed to be. Well, that's the end, darling. I hope it was everything you dreamt of and more. I know I had myself a bang-up time.
Let me go, you little monster! Away with you!
No, Vicky did that. He guards the princess well. Foul tricks! Princess Husband of Boom!
Stop it! Freeze it!
Stop talking, naughty princess!
Let me go, you little monster! Away with you!
No, Vicky did that. He guards the princess well.
Please, somebody do something! Throw a bucket of water over the damn thing!
Foul tricks! Princess Husband of Boom!
Gods, the fuse is getting shorter! Stop it! Freeze it!
Stop talking, naughty! You there! Back off! Vicky Boom! One more step and Vicky Boom!
No, don't go! Please help me! That thing is keeping me trapped here! It's crazy! It'll kill me!
Come on. Are you afraid of that pathetic little thing? Show us what you've got. He's bluffing, I say, but you might actually go boom soon.
No, we'll do as I say and there's an end to it.
Princess, keep her trap shut or
Let me go, you little monster! Away with you!
No, Bicky did that. He guards the princess well.
Please, somebody do something! Throw a bucket of water over the damn thing!
My friend, did you hear? That man said the one called Attenborough is nearby. We must find this village sacred stone. I am certain Jarrett has been taken there. And if it is where Attenborough rules, it seems these Immaculates are not all as I have heard.
They are but flies to this queen. This is the end for you.
Let me go, you little monster! Away with you!
No, Bicky did that. He guards the princess well.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you! You saved my life! It was that cur of a Frederick that did this to me. He locked me in here with that ridiculous creature. Dear me, I need to get out of this room. Yes, I'll go downstairs to catch a breath of fresh air, but do come and talk to me again if you want to hear more about what transpired here. My thanks once more, sweet hero.
Another innocent has fallen. Target practice? What kind of lunatic could see a living soul as such?
there, honey. You look like you're in dire need of some fun, and I'm just the girl.
Brandon's the best overseer there ever was. No one's a more eager miner than he is. Wonder how he avoided catching rot, though. What I know. Orcs leave much better crumbs than mouldy skeletons.
And here's a shiny coin. Keep the change. These goblins are worse than the trolls.
Oh, you startled me. Let me compose myself.
Reeking of fresh blood.
Hello, stranger. How can I help you? Oh, me? Oh, I'm just the waitress around here, as you can see. My husband, Blossius, is a legionnaire currently stationed in Sicil, but I haven't heard from him in far too long. He will? But that means he's... Oh, no. Oh, not my cutie, broody buttercup.
dare disturb my rumination? It must be that you can hardly wait to purchase an ingredient or two for a very urgent recipe. I'll forgive this imposition if you'll make me a generous offer.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. You'll hardly impress the conduit with such a clouded look about your eyes. But not to fear, not to fear. I've just the potion for that.
These goblins are worse than the trolls. Half as dumb and twice as mean.
At least they don't have that distinct underside of a bridge aroma.
Better that than reeking of fresh blood.
Oh. You haven't any ale, have ya? Well, never mind for now. What sort of magical relics can I offer ya? Blessed by the goddess they are, each and all.
My hero! My heart is still racing. That little monster's face haunts me every time I so much as blink. Bonnie's my name, and I am, or rather I was, a lover for hire. Folks would come to me when they were in need of some company, conversation, and more intimate desires. But this fiasco has put an end to it. I'll never set another foot into a client's room, not on my life. Yes? Search me. He's a regular of mine, with rather eccentric tastes, I might add. He always wants me to wear a grey wig, for example, and walk with a cane. But I digress. Anyway, he recently spent the night again, and I couldn't sleep because of his muttering. He talked something awful all through the night. In the morning, I told him he had gone on and on about some Meridino character and a supposedly secret treasure lair somewhere in the woods. Next thing I knew, he flew into a rage, said the treasure was his and his alone, and that I was nothing but a meddling care. I was just about to let him know I won't stand for such language when he pulled that monster of a bicky out of his satchel and told the little gnome to guard the princess and to go boom if I tried to escape. I spent hours of horrid fear up in that room until you saved me. Nothing much, I'm afraid, but go ahead. I'll answer what I can. I haven't been immaculate for a long time now, darling. And if I see what passes for immaculate here in town, I don't want to join the club anew either. Give me fun, not fanaticism. Give me zeal, not zealotry. These people, I honestly don't know what has gotten into them. I used to, you know. Merchants came and went. They paid well and gave me gifts. Fewer and fewer of them travel here now because of the undead around Seal and the goblins holed up in the mines. Times are hard for a working girl, to tell you the truth. But where would I go? There's danger to be found everywhere these days. These bedeviled days.
Give one of the comfort folk a visit, if you're in the mood. I recommend Ruby for her imagination. But Ramon's fierce as a wildcat, if that interests you.
Quite a fine skeleton beneath that hide of yours, isn't there? Yes, a lovely, sturdy thing. I bet it'll last 100 generations, if treated properly.
Don't have that stink on the side of a bridge robber. Better that than reeking of fresh blood.
Every time
This
you brighten
is
my
most
day,
excellent
I'd have a
news.
galaxy in my
Welcome
Hi there, honey. You look like you're in dire need of some fun, and I'm just the girl to fun you. Darling, I never said I was selling anything but a good time. A little tails, always nicer than a little tale. One always goes well in the end, and the other, well, charges triple for that sort of thing.
Every time you brighten my day, I'd have a galaxy in my hand. Aren't your feet tired? Because you've been running through my mind all day.
Why don't you stay a while, darling?
Me? I'm Ramon. I may not be a genie, but rub me right and I'll make your dreams come true. Even true love has a price, angel face. Luckily for you, that price is but 250 golden coins. Fine. Break my heart. At least I'll go to heaven and see you there. No questions, please. Ramon does not ponder. He does not wonder. He only loves.
Darling, I just
Hey
know
there,
I
tall
can
and
take you on
strong.
a wild
Up for a
ride.
little roll in the hay.
Not today, Ramon.
What gang friend? You've always been Silver Glen's finest attraction, you know.
Goddess greetings, friend. Her greatness gave us fire, her greatness gave us earth, and my savvy brings you spells at the best rate in town. Come, give me your best offer.
The body stirs. The subtle slouch in its decayed shoulders suggest intense longing. A large, soggy chunk of flesh falls to the ship's floor with a melancholic thud. So this is what's to become of me, it seems to moan. A body with no head, a ship with no captain. Dejectedly, it proffers a hand. In its palm is a well-weathered notebook, only slightly sticky with rotted corpse ooze. You accept it, taking it by its spine with 2 ginger fingers. Your efforts at not gagging are most valiant. Nick's body grows cold, then hot. Could it be, after all this time? Reunited? Could it be real? Could it be true? Tremors overtake its hands, its knees, and then...
Toes, legs, arms, fingers. A bit more rotten than when I last saw them, but who am I to look a gift self in the mouth? Oh, the feeling of air in my minimally perforated lungs. Of, well, not quite blood, but lovely ooze pumping through my only moderately decayed veins. What a joy it is, my friend. What an absolute joy. Now for my last unfinished business. Pontius Pirate, the animal who consigned me to the peanut-crunching masses. I won't rest until his skull cracks beneath my foot.
gods, baby. Look at the answer to all my prayers.
Where the wind blows, the goddess breathes. Where the rivers run, the goddess weeps. How can I connect you to our eternal goddess, my friend?
Looking better if you glanced in my direction, though. Truth is, I'm a wee bit shocked at the moment. Waiting for a particular plan of mine to pan out for now. Tell me, sweetie, you at someone, or you always this hot?
Hi there, cutie pie. Wanna have a good time?
Oh no, pal of mine. Apart from Gungir's stature and incurable case of the uglies, the nutty oafs I can't be certain myself.
Galaxy in my hand. Tell me, sweetie, you at someone, or you always
Over here, sweet cheeks. Oh, I'm aching to share a moment together.
You believe in the gods, baby, because you're the answer to all my prayers.
May the goddess guide you through the forest and keep you safe.
Brandon's the best overseer there ever was. No one's a more eager miner than he is. Wonder how he avoided catching rot.
Have you ever seen a creature more
Despicable fiend. No wonder his spirit lingers in this cursed cave. Not even the darkest hell would open its gates to such a perversion of the human soul. He would tolerate no dissent upon his death barge. I dared to raise my voice but once, and his sword was through my throat before I'd even finished my plea. Ah, dear Source Hunter. I've had years spent spouting poetry to numbskulls to formulate the perfect plan for destroying that madman. Our approach is twofold. First, using magic, you must charge the war machine that he keeps still perched upon the deck of his ship. Properly empowered, this machine is more dangerous than any in Rivellon. I'm certain we could use it to turn the tide of battle against the mad captain. Second, I both grant a privilege and ask a kindness, Source Hunter. I hereby give you my eternal loyalty. Summon me at your will whenever it pleases you. All the better if you summon me against my old enemy. I swear to you, once I get my fingers around his throat, I'll never let go. He lingers here, that much is for certain. I remember this cavern well from my days on Pontius's crew. This was the heart of his operations, the launching pad from which he massacred countless innocents with blackest sauce. There's a hidden passageway from his office at the cave's heart. It leads to the dock where the Black Widow, his ship, is anchored. There he'll be. There we must find him. Not quite, but he had in his possession a great stone capable of terrible feats of magic. With it, he fashioned a machine of war so terrible that none, neither king nor buccaneer, could best him. It was source magic within that stone, and the captain was drunk with the power of it. Drove him madder than a loon, it did, and it seems he guards it within this cursed cave still. From this moment forward, Source Hunter, I am your most grateful friend. Summon me where and when you will, and I will rush to defend you.
It was Source that drove Pontius mad, yet it is Source that has kept Nick alive to fight his old foe. Despite any silver linings, Source is a dark storm that threatens destruction wherever it goes.
Live like there's no tomorrow. Death is its own deliverance!
I abandon all limits. On the mend!
Plenty of fish in the sea, but I've got the foulest of the lot on my racks.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Fresh haddock. Perfect for a fry-up.
What pleasant place is this? Surely not the Psy Seal I knew.
For a scrap of gold each.
Not the mood for cheese. The excuse is more home than a slice of this fine Corban.
Thank the seven, we've secured the perimeter.
Yellow and green, the finest veggies, size seals ever seen.
As many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? And you killed that maniac? This isn't exactly my idea of justice. But better. Oh, yes, the Fabulous Five. Aren't they simply That machine Ahu built is an abomination. It must be stopped at all costs. I bet the wizard himself could provide some advice regarding how to destroy it.
Good luck out there, Hunter. Evil lurks beyond Syceel's ramparts.
How can the Legion serve you today, Source Hunter? Your word is my command, Source Hunter. Go show those undead who's boss. The Legion stands at the ready. Your word is my command.
Of your entrails.
an adventurer?
Finally, you've come! The others, they're... But wait. Where is Mendius? Or Anna? You're not one of the Fabulous Five. That's it, we're dead. Oh, who's damned automaton! It'll kill us all! I'm just a farmer down on his luck. The Fabulous Five. They promised me adventure and riches. But what lurks here? It is certain death. They tricked us. We'll never survive. Fabulous. Huh? Fabulously lying? Cheating dogs is what they are. They sent me and my mates to this cave to deal with what was supposed to be an erratic little piece of wizardry. But it turns out to be a real killer. A murderous machine. What did they expect from us? I never held a sword before in my life. They said they'd be right behind us, show us the ropes. But they never showed, and now look at us. We are either dead or dying. Oh, please, I implore you. If you can, save my friends. They're still there in the dark, desperately trying to make a stand against that beast of steel. Some kind of wizard, isn't he? All I know is that monstrosity down there has a signature engraved on it. He's responsible for the madness that haunts this place. And I'll bet he's just as demented as the contraptions he creates. You look like a veteran warrior if ever I saw one. Please, help the others if you can.
Quickly! Another charge! Another charge! Stand clear, comrades! He's about to burst! Ready to blow! Life roils within these veins. Ultra
I'll write my next tale in your blood.
Gods, what a battle that was. I never thought I'd make it, and I wouldn't have if it wasn't for your timely intervention. Can't believe the others are all dead. But damn, it's good to be alive. Thank you, my friend. I'll head back to Sicil to the Legion barracks. I've a few nasty cuts in me, and those Legionnaires will know better than anyone else how to treat combat wounds.
Alfie, how brave you were, and how you have suffered for it.
To think of all the clothes I left behind in Hunter's Edge. All the jewels and trinkets. Hell take the orcs.
You there, your knightship. Oh, please, come to our aid. My wife and I are stranded here. We're refugees, my liege. Two of the far too few souls that managed to escape Hunter's Edge when the orcs invaded. We were hoping to reach Silverglen, but we were attacked by highwaymen. Those devils would have scalped and skewered us if it hadn't been for Alfie. Well, the brave creature bit one of them in half, though not before being frightfully wounded himself. Oh, it was naught but a small stop for trading folk along the long road south to Sicil. Well, we got along all right, but now our little home's finally been undone. Orcs invaded, and the source hunter who was meant to protect us didn't save a one of us.
Dear, oh dear, my
Bravest beast of burden in the borough is Alfie, but the poor blighter's bleeding like a stuck pig and can't move no more. Which means we can't move no more either. Why, it would be folly to abandon a bandit killer in a wood full of bandits now, wouldn't it, your knightship? Besides, all our worldly wealth is strapped to his back. We'd be destitute without it. And yet, we can hardly stay here forever. Silverglen is close enough to see the chimney fumes from here. Mara absolutely refuses to leave Alfie's side, and like I said, I'm inclined to agree with her. If only a stout champion would, step up and lend us a hand.
Never reach Silverglen.
Oh, we'd be mighty grateful if you would escort us to Silverglen, your knightship. For it is our aim to set up shop there. A new smithy and a new town. Without Alfie, though, without the tools he carries, I'd be like a fisherman without his rod, grasping for salmon with his bare hands. Never could I produce the quality of work for which I'm renowned. Our predicament is clear, and the biggest problem is that Alfie's wounds are so dire, no ordinary healing potion will work. He needs... well, I don't know what he needs, but they say miracle cures are produced by the priests of Silverglen. We are, my liege, though like I said, it would grieve us dearly to leave Alfie behind.
Soon, if no one comes to our rescue.
We most certainly do not. We should leave for Silver Glen right this instant. We'll leave this animal behind, and you too if it comes to it.
Oh, will we ever reach Silver Glen? What was that? A bandit? What? I can't believe we're stuck here. So close to our goal.
No, we'll do as I say, and there's an end to it.
I'm glad you've agreed Alfie needs to be saved before we can depart. Please leave no stone unturned in your search for a concoction that will heal his wounds.
I need a moment to reflect.
The clothes I left behind in Hunter's Edge. All the jewels and trinkets. Oh, hell take the orcs.
I'd put you first too, if given the chance.
I knew that man, comrade. A fine blacksmith, Bjorn. It gladdens me more than you can imagine to see he and Mara escaped Hunter's Edge. But it's no wonder he blames me for what happened there. Well, it started like any other day, comrade. I told you before, and this much was true. Hunter's Edge was a quiet place. There hadn't been a peep from the Phantom Forest in nearly a century, and save the occasional drunken orc wandering in from the west, there was nothing for any of the townsfolk to fear. I was on patrol one sunny afternoon when I stumbled upon a pair of scrawny orcs building a fire. Bellowed at 'em to get, but they went for their swords instead. Well, I made short work of 'em, but I couldn't find their tribe insignia anywhere. What I did find was a deep red, apple-sized gemstone in one of their pockets. It was warm in my hand and seemed far too fine a treasure to belong to an orc. You and I both know that now, but then my senses were dulled by years of peace. I'd grown soft. I was foolish. I figured it to be an oversized ruby, and it was the worst misjudgment of my life, comrade. Their kind never did take a shine into such finery, so I assumed it had been stolen for its trading value. I pocketed the gem and planned on sending it up to Academy North for the Order to deal with. All was peaceful back at the village, all was quiet. If only I'd known then. If only I had paid attention, had seen the signs. Night had only just begun to fall when they surrounded us. It could only have been a few dozen, but they swarmed like hundreds.
One comes to our rescue.
Those of us who resisted were immediately cut down. I watched the blood of innocent villagers spill into the streets. I saw their bodies hit the ground. People it was my job to protect, comrade. I made myself promise that night, comrade. Never again would I let another sign of source pass me by unnoticed. Never again would I fail in my sworn duty. It's a promise I intend to keep. Let's discuss it another time, comrade. It ain't easy for an old bear like me to greet these ghosts. For now, maybe we ought to soldier forward. Plenty to be done around these parts, eh? Ready to advance? Ready to defend?
I can't believe we're stuck here, so close to our goal. Oh, will we ever reach Silverglen? Oh, how good it is to see a human face in these odious woods filled with nightmares come real. Do forgive me if I seem a bit bedraggled, but we've had a frightful time of it of late. My husband Bjorn's a blacksmith, of some renown as a matter of fact. A favourite with the legionnaires that passed through Hunter's Edge. Or used to, I should say. He hasn't a head for business though, and that's where I come in. We made a good living, he and I, in that quiet little town. Orc plunder now.
No one's coming from the direction of Siseel, of course. Or except maybe one of those roaming skeletons. Perish the thought.
What is there left to say, really? I could tell you it's more wholesome than Siseel, but then the orcs came. I could tell you it's cozy, that the people there are nice, but then the orcs came. All you'll find there now are broken dreams and broken bodies around orcish bonfires. Hunter's Edge, it no longer exists.
The wound I would.
Oh, I do hope you can heal dear Alfie. He deserves every care he can get after saving us so valiantly. Or perhaps he was just hungry. Still, the result is the same, isn't it?
Holy hellhounds. We were lucky to escape that abomination without being zapped into jerky. I reckon I couldn't have designed a better example of the magical menace myself. And all this from Arhu, our so-called ally. If you ask me, we'd all be better off if those wizarding nutters were quarantined on their own little island. Let them blast each other to bits and leave the rest of us in peace. Two versus one, is it? Two heavy hammers and one bleeding heart, it seems. Though I reckon it's for the best. If I had my way, I might well jail anyone who so much as shouted abracadabra. You like keep me honest, you do. Ready to advance, ready to defend. What can I do for you, comrade?
Poor Tom. Charlene is going to be heartbroken.
Liberté, equality, and brotherhood for all will turn the wicked cleaver of decapitation upon you. Revolution is coming!
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah.
Toasty!
I wouldn't venture too far out of town if I were you. Many legionnaires did so before you. Very few have returned.
Salutations, Source Hunter. So I did. The Pact of Volunteers. The chances of survival during these sorties are only about 1. I shall be very glad to share what information I can. By all means. For 2 years, all new. Still, I thank you for telling me. My legionnaires. They all perished? Crikey. So, there truly were undead. They must come from some. Lieutenant Selenia at your service. Now, I said... And that is exact...
Those books that embarrass a bridge folk. Get the shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
Attention! About face!
You, again. Do feel free to depart from Seal at your...
I've got my eyes on the prize. I can't believe we're stuck here, so close to our goal.
You there! Your knightship! Oh, please, come to our aid! My wife and I are stranded here. Oh, we're refugees, my liege. Two of the far too few souls that man those devils would have scalped and skewered us if it hadn't been for us. Oh, it was naught but a small stop for trading folk along the long road south to Sicil. Well, we got along all right, but now our little home's finally been undone. Orcs invaded, and the source hunter who was meant to protect us didn't save a one of us. Bravest beast of burden in the borough is Alfie, but the poor blighter's bleeding like a stuck pig and can't move no more. Which means we can't move no more either. Why, it would be folly to abandon a bandit killer in a wood full of bandits now, wouldn't it, your knightship? Besides, all our worldly wealth is strapped to his back. We'd be destitute without it. And yet, we can hardly stay here forever. Silverglen is close enough to see the chimney fumes from here. Mara absolutely refuses to leave Alfie's side, and like I said, I'm inclined to agree with her. If only a stout champion would, step up and lend us a hand. Oh, we'd be mighty grateful if you would escort us to Silverglen, your knightship. For it is our aim to set up shop there. A new smithy in a new town. Without Alfie, though, without the tools he carries, I'd be like a fisherman without his rod, grasping for salmon with his bare hands. Never could I produce the quality of work for which I'm renowned. Our predicament is clear, and the biggest problem is that Alfie's wounds are so dire, no ordinary healing potion will work. He needs... well, I don't know what he needs, but they say miracle cures are produced by the priests of Silverglen. Oh, we are, my liege, though like I said, it would grieve us dearly to leave Alfie behind.
We most certainly do not. We should leave for Silverglen right this instant.
Hell take the orc.
We'll leave this animal behind, and you too if it comes to it.
Think of all the clothes I left behind in Hunter's Edge. All the jewels and trinkets.
Hell take the orcs.
No, we'll do as I say, and there's an end to it.
Oh, I'm glad you've agreed Alfie needs to be saved before we can depart. Please leave no stone unturned in your search for a concoction that will heal his wounds.
And that's the last.
I knew that man, comrade. A fine blacksmith, Bjorn. It gladdens me more than you can imagine to see he and Mara escaped Hunter's Edge. But it's no wonder he blames me for what happened there. Well, it started like any other day, comrade. I told you before, and this much was true. Hunter's Edge was a quiet place. There hadn't been a peep from the Phantom Forest in nearly a century. And save the occasional drunken orc wandering in from the west, there was nothing for any of the townsfolk to fear. I was on patrol one sunny afternoon when I stumbled upon a pair of scrawny orcs building a fire. Bellowed at 'em to get, but they went for their swords instead. Well, I made short work of 'em, but I couldn't find their tribe insignia anywhere. What I did find was a deep red, apple-sized gemstone in one of their pockets. It was warm in my hand and seemed far too fine a treasure to belong to an orc. You and I both know that now, but then my senses were dulled by years of peace. I'd grown soft. I was foolish. I figured it to be an oversized ruby, and it was the worst misjudgment of my life, comrade. Their kind never did take a shine into such finery, so I assumed it had been stolen for its trading value. I pocketed the gem and planned on sending it up to Academy North for the Order to deal with. All was peaceful back at the village. All was quiet. If only I'd known then. If only I had paid attention, had seen the signs. Night had only just begun to fall when they surrounded us. It could only have been a few dozen, but they swarmed like hundreds. Those of us who resisted were immediately cut down. I watched the blood of innocent villagers spill into the streets. I saw their bodies hit the ground. People it was my job to protect, comrade. I made myself promise that night, comrade. Never again would I let another sign of Source pass me by unnoticed. Never again would I fail in my sworn duty. It's a promise I intend to keep. Let's discuss it another time, comrade. It ain't easy for an old bear like me to greet these ghosts. For now, maybe we ought to soldier forward. Plenty to be done around these parts, eh? Ready to advance, ready to defend.
Legionnaires are bound to patrol the area.
I need a moment to reflect.
I'd put you first, too, if given the chance.
There's nothing but a squirrel.
Oh, please don't get back.
About face! Shoot about it! Not! Recruit! That's what it's not the other side. Again! Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
I think I'll sleep by the fire tonight, once the regulars stagger home. Maxine, the mayor's darling pet. So gentle, so fair a feline. The grace of her whiskers, the subtle palette of dyes in her sable coat. She's one of a kind, that cat. She likes me. I know she does. But when I declare my love, she backs away. I don't know why. I have serenaded her and braved many a bucket of water for my efforts. But for some reason, she is not to be swayed. I am Unsinkable Sam. At least that's what they call me around here. Used to be a ship's cat, but the clipper I was on sank, and I was the only one to wrestle himself free from the waves. The people here were kind and took me in. Been the king crab's foremost patron ever since. A magnificent ship she was. Used to belong to a pirate, I was told. Unlike me, she didn't prove to be unsinkable, though. We hit the cliffs right neath the lighthouse. Not very apt a name for that building, I must say, for no light was shining from it. The moment I hit the water, I writhed around like I would on a hot tin roof. By some miracle, I managed to reach the beach, covered in kelp and smelling worse than a fish's funeral parlor. But I was alive, and that was more than anybody else could say. So I was. What friends I had. They drowned alongside the rats I used to hunt in the galley. And there I was, all alone. Not that I have it bad here, mind you. I've milk and fish aplenty. Most folks will pet me kindly, and when one of the village girls holds me tight against her ample bosom, I purr up a storm. But I do long for a companion of my own kind, and in that regard, there is no one like
I can't believe we're stuck here. Oh, how good it is to see a human face in these odious woods filled with... My husband Bjorn's a blacksmith, of some renown as a matter of fact. A favourite with the legionnaires that passed through. What is there left to say, really? I could tell you it's more wholesome than Sicile, but then the orcs came. I could tell you it's cosy, that the people there are nice, but then the orcs came. All you'll find there now are broken dreams and broken bodies around orcish bonfires. Hunter's Edge? It no longer exists. Oh, I do hope you can heal dear Alfie. He deserves every care he can get after saving us so valiantly. Or perhaps he was just hungry. Still, the result is the same, isn't it?
Did someone leave an oven door open?
What was that? Into the threat. A bandit? Oh, no.
Ooh, the pain. Demons take or bend it. I bit one of the buggers in two, and still he stabbed and stabbed before he finally croaked. I have no idea what I am really, but only that I was caught in a snare when I was very little. Luckily, the hunter thought I didn't look quite appetising enough to be eaten, and so he sold me to Mahora. Bjorn didn't like the look of me at first, but when I grew strong, stronger than 5 stallions combined, I was suddenly promoted to carrier beast. Were that I was weak, for I loathed carrying things. Bless your heart merely to suggest it, my friend, but you'll need powerful magic indeed to cure this devilish gash. I've heard they dabble in healing rituals in Silverglen, which is, ironically, the very place we're unable to reach, us three.
Nightship, heed our call for assistance.
What was that? A bandit? Oh, no. It's nothing but a squirrel.
Ah, the Source Hunter. It is my greatest pleasure to announce to you that we Immaculates have captured the feared White Witch and quarantined her house of horrors. Yes, the greatest known threat to Rivellon has been neutralized. Thanks in no small part to you, Source Hunter. Your activities in Sicile drove the snake to her den, and that's where we Immaculates sprang our trap. I am a proud Immaculate, sworn to use my summoner's expertise in service of the goddess's one way and the greater good. No. And yet you were investigating the murder of Sicil's Councillor Jake, were you not? It was she, the damnable sorcerer, who was responsible for the noble councillor's death. Yes, her wicked conjury was potent. But still, the goddess's soldiers prevailed, with the power of her divinity in our swords and staves. We've permanently subdued the fiend. Every immaculate honors the memory of that noble man. But I am sworn on my life to guard this quarantine. I serve a higher authority than yours, and will not waver in my duty.
Oscar, you say? I haven't been called Oscar in ages. Boy, does that bring back memories. It's the name the ship's cook gave me when I was but a kitten. I remember him rewarding me with bacon every time I caught another rat. And I remember listening to a fellow called Ebenezer, who used to tell me the wildest stories. A strange bird, that one. Used to indulge in every pleasure of life like there was no tomorrow. Guess there was no tomorrow for him, come to think of it. He would talk everyone's ears off about the delights of fine dining, his fascination with new fashions, about the elation of lovemaking, and so on and so forth. To me, though, never suspecting his revelations would be stored in my mind, he'd whisper of the shadow sides of his indulgent character. Fine dining, yes, on human flesh even. New fashions, sure, even if they meant the annihilation of a species for its hides. Lovemaking, indeed. But sometimes the girls were very young and suffered delicate tortures. Some died in his special chambers, but would still be used. A strange bird, as I'm sure you'll agree. If he were a bit smaller, I might have caught him like I would a sparrow and rid the world of his hidden evils. By all means. People make a fuss about them because they endanger the lands around the city. They never bother me when I'm out for my monthly walk, though. But still, I do detest them. I mean, they're so unnatural, aren't they? Cats can have 9 lives, but humans are only entitled to 1. Oh, don't mention orcs to me. Worse than dogs, that lot. Sank Walrus Willie's boat right from under him. Best anchovy fisher in the world he was. A loss to us all.
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have, like our noble Captain Aureus before you. Which one? I've written, Esmeralda, more works of lyrical mastery than I can count. All that letter proves is my devotion to my lady, not any actual intention to do away with Jake. Yes, she and I have a history. That's hardly a secret anymore. I quite doubt it was even a secret from Jake while he lived. As easy as it would be to pin suspicions on Esmeralda or I assure you that the affair was never so steamy and sordid as the busybodies around town make it out to be. Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection for each other. He had his interests, she had hers, and there was little passion left between them. Certainly not enough to fuel a murder. Which one? I've written, Esmeralda, more works of lyrical I am the Duke of Ferrol. Though I suppose my name is in the mouths of enough. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Counselor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wished the man harm. Welcome thee, my friend. Waitress, another round of beers, if you please. I'm an archaeologist and connoisseur of the undead. Because of my expertise, Lieutenant Selenia, a commander of the Legion in Sicile, wanted me to investigate the ancient burial mound just outside of town, hoping to uncover the source of the zombie plague. No such luck, though. Quite so. I live for the dead, so to speak. The combination of archaeology and a case of These ones in particular, the ones around Sicile, are the resurrected soldiers of Brachus, the last and most infamous in the line of sorcerer kings. He himself is supposed to be that as it may. Brachus' soldiers stalk these lands anew, and they still fight like veterans. I told those fools of legionnaires to bring maces instead of swords. You know, weapons that crush these skeleton birds. Oh, and don't be surprised if the dead...
Abracazoo maleficam! Expect rain tonight, my friend. Zandalon has willed it so. Oh, you'll find out. You'll find out indeed. If I'm as good as they say I am, you'll have sprouted a pair of long purple ears in the next hour. Ah, how I do love a tasty aubergine in summertime. Yes, that is strange. Strange indeed. But it's a strange world we live in, isn't it? A strange and magical world, full of wonders and regionis regentum. Me? You mean you don't recognize me? Well, you must live under a very large, very heavy rock, for I'm the finest wizard in Rivellon.
Hello again. How can I help you? Psst. Mind if we keep our voices down over that room where it happened? She came. I was startled awake by the time whoever done it has escaped through the window.
Source Hunter. I don't mean to hinder your investigation, but I can't open this door for anyone who hasn't received Captain Aureus' explicit. Ready to have another look? One moment. I'll unlock the door.
use the finest green!
Welcome to the town hall.
Hello again, adventurer. I hope you wiped those muddy boots on your way in. Me? I live alone here in town. Used to be that my younger brother Tom and I were practically joined at the hip, but that's all changed now.
Oh, golly gosh! One who flaunts the highways and byways of silly old Sicile with the easy elegance of a puss with her tail in the air. I do declare such a sight is rather rare around here. But where are my manners? I am Maxine, and you must be one of those hunters one hears so much about. Charmed, I'm sure. Oh, he's a darling old Tom, isn't he? Paws over tails in love with me, and who can blame him? The feeling's, well, it's rather mutual, actually. But that pet of a puss simply doesn't have a penny to his name. At the risk of sounding as shallow as a spaniel, I can't but admit my love does not come unconditionally. What if we were to have kittens, he and I? They'd jolly well starve, wouldn't they, with an alley cat for a papa? Oh dear Sam, he's such a good old bean. But he does rather reside at the bottom of the scratching pole, doesn't he? And dear me, one must have at least a mite of standards. I'm the mayor's cat, don't you know? Born and raised on velvets and viands of most exquisite varieties. Maxine rhymes with queen, after all, and dearest, that is hardly a coincidence. But of course, darling. Be my guest. Oh, this quaint little town is a tad too parochial for one of my more urbane tastes. But one has to make do, hasn't one? The fresh sea air does go to great lengths to invigorate one's spirit, that much I'll admit. And it is rather jolly to watch the ships sail in laden with all kinds of exotic wares, full of the little treats the mayor likes to spoil me with. Darling man, he dotes on me so. Heavens forbid! No, fear is rather too strong a term there, hunter dearest. The predator's instinct is a trait we share, you and I. And though those rancid ramblers may not be quite as easy to put to the claw as mice are, I assure you they are just as easily outwitted.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? Maxine? What in heaven's name are you? Oh, you mean the mongrel that's always skulking about the place. I spent months trying to teach that worthless hound how to fetch, and it sat through every lesson looking at me as if I were an idiot. Man's best friend, my eye. I've always been more fond of cats myself. Wait here, I'll get my beekeeper's suit. Oh, wait! Oh, yes, the Fabulous Five. I thought you said the treacherous. Well, never mind. They just informed me that they cleared the cave of all undead presence, so I gave them the reward as promised. They just left town. The rest of the world needs saving too. Oh, they truly are fabulous. My elf? What elf? Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Sicil, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I being the mayor... What would you like to discuss? Jake, murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her, an all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Sicil is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor. What would you like to know? His name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Sicil harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but the staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against the undead. What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but one trade route overrun, Sicil's once torrential commerce has slowed to a pathetic trickle. Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least explain the basics. You see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather nice, well, rather more than nice, they occasionally, well, they... Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Sicil's under siege by orcs, undead, and cultists. That depends. What kind of berries are you interested in exactly? The library. Yes, yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Sicil. Would you like to have a look? I'll escort you upstairs myself. Marvelous. Follow me then.
Hello again, adventurer. I hope you wiped those muddy boots on...
What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in Sicil's crown, the beacon of culture and learning in our fair city. My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine, and she's got every speck of information about this place packed into her brilliant brain. Yes, Victoria's come a long way from that little bundle of claws and teeth I adopted so long ago. It brings a tear to my eye just seeing her here among her beloved books. What? Oh, yes, yes. I'll be on my way back downstairs now. Please introduce yourself. I know Victoria will be happy to make your acquaintance.
Most promising. The Source Hunter. Have you come to your senses? I would tell you my reasons, but it seems rather pointless to do so, seeing that quite clearly there is no room left in your band of adventurers for an additional champion.
Torjageta, friend.
For dumbbells. Ugh. I need something more advanced.
Excuses go home to the slice of this fine Corbin there.
What's with you, bipeds and beer? No better drink than milk. So there's the rub. I am but a stray, and she is the mayor's cat. Oh, I do understand her, I do. She wants a Tom of means, not privation. One who brings home the sardines and the occasional halibut. Would that I still had my collar. Such a marvel it was, as bejeweled as the night sky with precious stones, said to have once been worn by a far-off Maharaja's best hunting cheater. Like the king of all cats I looked when I wore it. A gift bestowed upon me by a princess whom I had kept company during a long and perilous voyage. A precious band of gemstones, lost as I was tossed around by the waves like a ball in a game of catch. Among the waves it remains, I imagine. Worn perhaps by a crab who fancies himself a Caesar with it. If only I could be the Caesar again, and Maxine my Caesarina. By all means. What's with you, bipeds and beard? Aye, so there's the rub. I am but a stray, and she is the mayor's cat. Oh, I do understand her, I do. She wants wood like the king. Among the waves it remains, I imagine. Worn perhaps by a crab.
One day. I can't even smell the sea air.
Salutations! Source hunters, I see. This is a storing house for Legion supplies. Perhaps... Report!
Nothing to report, sir.
You never have anything to report.
Isn't that a good thing?
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more
Oh, hello, love. Nice day for a little stroll around the market, isn't it?
Lonesome? Spiritless? Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your...
If you're certain, I suppose I can trust the word of one of your esteemed order. Go on then, Source Hunter, but please tell no Immaculate I let you pass, or it will be my life.
Something isn't right here. It could be an ambush.
What? No. The answer is clearly a pumpkin. I'll be damned if I trust the logic of a dead fool walking.
No, we'll do as I say.
Bravo, bravo, bravissimo! An ear of corn indeed. Can you imagine a sheep in a chartreuse gown? A pumpkin with silken hair? The fantasies of a fool. Now, on to our second riddle. And this one's sure to stump you. I cannot lie, I cannot lay, but only lie. Who am I?
A stone.
But you look so very alluring when you're agreeing with me.
No, we'll do as I say.
You've done it again! I'm thrilled, I'm amazed, I'm liable to present the very last riddle. This one will blow you out of your stockings, so hold on tight. I've a neck as long as twice the width of a toad's tail. As many eyes as half the number of seasons per annum. I'm known to cause hurricanes in the Far East merely by taking off 2 minutes too late. Who am I?
A man.
But you look so very alluring when you're agreeing with me.
All right, we'll do it your way.
Ooh, very good, very good. The last person who tried to solve that riddle puffed away in a small impish huff, mumbling about space-time. But not you. You stuck it out until the very end. You crafty little so-and-so. So, what would you like to know? One thing we know for certain. This barrier doesn't belong here. The wizard Maradino knew as much when he started poking around here. He developed a spell to remove it. But his fancy was caught elsewhere before he bothered to implement it. Down the spell dropped, and up we scooped it. Unfortunately, we aren't quite human enough to get it to work. But you've proven yourself just the right sort of clever sort of intrepid sort of person we'd love to entrust such a secret to. thought you'd never ask. What would you like to know? Some call her the Guardian of Lucula, and by our estimations, she's more than earned the title. She's a healing witch, concerned mostly with the safety of the living souls, animals and plants alike, of this forest.
Choose the finest greens!
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman there.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size seals ever seen.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine Gorman there.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Join the Spud Club if you've got an eye for farm potatoes.
Call of snake, ring of worm, brew and spice and stir and churn.
Red and orange, yellow and green, the finest veggies size...
Strange. Strange indeed. There's something to it, isn't there?
Who wants to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods? In Rivalon, we are our own judges.
Go on then,
This ghostly form is the
speak a
finest
piece.
blessing we can hope for.
My word! A warm blood! Welcome to our abode. For some reason, he insists he doesn't want to go to the Hall of Echoes.
That's it, kiddo. Explore as much as you can while you've got that youthful vim and vigor about you. Life is a wonderful thing.
Strange.
How did you... How could you? Those are lies. It was the ultimate pleasure. Oh, how could I hang back if there were even rarer, even more exquisite elations to pursue? How can I let any morsel of satisfaction go untasted in this brief mortal coil?
Go on then, Eb. Speak your piece.
There's something to it, isn't there?
There's something to it, isn't there?
Surely now you understand why I could never submit myself to the judgment awaiting me at the gates of the Hall of Echoes. No. I prefer to remain here for an eternity with a few of my senses, a few of my more delectable memories, than risk being cast into hell.
There's something to it, isn't there?
There's something to it, isn't there?
Go on then, Eb. Speak your piece.
Go on then, Eb. Speak your piece.
There's something to it, isn't there?
And she's been here since even before our great-great-great-great-grandmother, Francisca Toadstool the 44th, can recall. We've long lodged adjacent to her little cabin, and she used to greet us with a "How do you do?" every morning. We do hope she's not entangled in anything unsavory. What a shame it'd be if someone with a penchant for heavy-handed hoe-wielding moved in. That doesn't sound like her at all. No. Much more interested in patching things up than tearing them down, that one. Then again, it's hard to tell on what stalk a person truly stands until you've seen them at the end of their rope. Isn't that so? We suppose if someone held a sword to our caps, we'd fight them with every last spore we had. Are you so desperate for company that you've taken to befriending fungi? We thought you'd never ask. What would you like to know? Somewhere in her cabin, as far as we know. The last we saw her, she and her apprentice, Almina, were rushing inside, whispering to one another. They seemed rather anxious. Perhaps they knew that those Immaculates were on their trail. A group of them followed some time after and erected the barrier around the cabin. We haven't seen the White Witch or Almina since.
This monster shouldn't be afforded the luxury of escaping judgment. He granted no luxury to his victims, after all.
Your peace.
Strange.
There's something to it,
Strange
isn't there?
indeed.
Strange. Strange indeed.
Strange, strange indeed.
Strange. Strange indeed.
Go on then, Eb. Speak your piece.
Letting Ebenezer escape punishment for his sins is kin to committing them yourself. Are you ready to have that on your already spotted conscience?
There's something to it, isn't there?
Go on then, Eb. Speak your piece.
Go on then, Eb. Speak a piece.
Strange. Strange indeed.
Go on then, Eb. Speak a piece.
No, we'll do as I say.
Ah, you must be, like me, a fully fledged friend to experience. Ha! Leave paradise to those who lived safe and small, who never risked tipping the great scales out of their favor. To life!
Go on then, Eb. Speak your
Who
piece.
wants to be judged
Go
by a
on then,
panel of
Eb.
stony-faced gods?
Speak a piece.
In Rivellon, we are our own
Strange
judges.
indeed.
This ghostly form is the finest blessing we could hope for. The sights, the sounds, the chaos! Ah, who'd give all this up for oblivion? We are our own judges.
Strange indeed.
This ghostly form is the finest blessing we could hope for. The sights, the sounds, the chaos! Ah, who'd give all this up for oblivion?
Go on
then, Eb.
Speak
your
There's
piece.
something to it, isn't there?
Who wants to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods? In Rivellon, we are our own judges. This ghostly form is the finest blessing we could hope for. The sights, the sounds, the chaos!
Strange,
Who'd give all this
strange
up for
indeed.
oblivion?
There's something to it, isn't there?
Who wants to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods? In Rivellon, we are our own judges.
Strange indeed.
This ghostly form is the finest blessing we could hope for. The sights, the sounds.
There's something to it, isn't there?
Who wants to be judged by a panel of stony-faced gods?
Life roils within these veins. frightens me. My turn through the gauntlet? With pleasure.
lies Helen. Her eyes could start wars. Here lies Paz Thomas. He lived as a writer, but rests as an author. Here lies Gordon, the world's finest feline. Here lies Paz Thomas. He lived as a writer, but rests as an author. Here lies Gordon, the world's finest feline. Here lies Wallen's End, defiler of thoughts.
I've spotted something.
You try to enter the church. The statues that flank its heavy oaken doors address you.
Hold your horses, stranger. This holy hall may be entered by those who are loyal to the goddess only. And even eyes of stone can see you are no such creature. Ha! Who are those loyal to the goddess, it asks. They are those who have seen the powers of blood, ignorant one. They partake in the knowledge of old. Blood is life. Blood undoes death. Such is the wisdom you cannot even conceive. It is a wish we cannot grant, unless you prove you have knowledge of the goddess. Answer us therefore the following question. How is she known among the loyal? The exalted one, she who speaks for the goddess. You huff and you puff, but we remain standing. Now, stone will break your bones.
can smell your fear.
Would you care to hear a little tale?